So there's also the larger world context of then and now. Irish history did not and will not exist in isolation. At no time have we been ourselves alone. So critically, therefore, the book seeks to make a moral response to a savage half-century of unprecedented war and killing. The next book over is Reformed, Always to be Reformed. So while this publication is not directly linked to the decade, it addresses the long-lasting revolution in modern European history. What happened in the 16th century changed Europe, and the legacies endure. The most bitter wars in Christian history were fought at this time. The religious map of Europe took shape. Ireland experienced the Reformations, Anglican, Reformed, and Catholic, producing a bitter, sectarianised, and violent history. So we no longer live in the 16th century, and our 21st century questions are different. In a declining West, we are now faced with challenges to reform our political, economic, and cultural systems and institutions. For Christian communities in relation to other globalized religions, what will Reformed theology look like? So you see below, there's a list, or there's a whole row of little booklets that were drawn up to complement the training manual. These are all free to upload from our website. And they're very short, they're succinct, but they give you a really good idea and understanding of that time and what we need to be aware of for today. But I want to focus a wee bit on some really important stuff that we're currently doing. Partition, what did it do for us? Given that we're coming up to this huge time of change and one of the most contentious dates, Johnson has been working on a book that explores the long journey to partition and recognises not just the partition of Ireland, but the partition of the province of Ulster, the partition of Irish Unionists and of Irish nationalists. Attention is given to the Boundary Commission, which proved to be an exercise in futility, if not farce. What will we do with the future? The last chapter looks at some potential scenarios where the future of Ireland might be, and the need to create a covenanted society of solidarity, neighbourliness, and a common good. And we've started to roll out a pilot of the partition, and has proven very, very good. So there's training available, and people who undertake the training also get a copy of the publication. So the next book that I would I'd just like to focus on that a little while, because it is very relevant to our current situation. And as I say, anybody who's looking for more information, please do contact us about this. The training is going very, very well, and we're getting excellent feedback on the pilots. The next book it's related actually as a result of the COVID and the wide pandemic, but it also links into our current situation globally, as well as what is happening here in Ireland. And it's a book, it is a search for meaning and moral values. Suffering on the present scale or any other raises ultimate questions about meaning. In trauma and loss, we wrestle with deep questions of meaning, and we are meaning-making people. And the reason I'm showing this is because it is so relevant to our current situation with regards to partition, with regards to Brexit, and now the current COVID-19 pandemic, and the relevance of all that about where we are today. So it taps into that, and it links with all the work that we're doing with the decade as well. So we're currently developing new resources, just to let you know, funding permitted, rolling them out over the year. And that's Living with Imperial Legacies, Consciousness of the History of Empire. And it's Johnson is in partnership with the Junction. And it came about as a result of the work that Johnson had been doing, a number of papers and talks, and a huge response about people asking big questions around the slave trade, around partition, around Brexit. And so this program and training program is hoping to address some of those unanswered questions. So he did a paper on power, domination, exclusion, and COVID-19. And so as a result of that, this training is a response to many unanswered questions. And it's Living with Imperial Legacies, whilst they blend with forthcoming realities. And you can see the links between that and the setting up and the formation of Northern Ireland. And there is a need to understand and do things differently as we move into an unknown future. We're also developing another resort look at the state we're in, with Seamus Farrell and Craig Barr as part of our team, with a junction. And that's dealing with all of our training in the past that's linked to the decade. And we're developing a training book and book resources that need to revisit our culture and our identity, our values within the changing context that has been caused by the decade, but also as we move into the future of a worldwide pandemic. So contact information is the Junction Community Relations and Peace Building, our Diversity Community Partnership in Derry, Londonderry. The telephone number there, but currently we're working from home, so it will be a mobile number. And you can get all of the information on the Junction website, www.thejunction-ni.org. I just want to flag up that some of the stocks are limited. So we're hoping that within the next 3 days, any orders that come in, please do let us know and we will do our best to accommodate you. Some of the books are free and we can offer just ask for postage, or we can, for larger consignments, we can organise to meet halfway, COVID restrictions being strictly staying within the COVID restrictions. So we will do our best to fulfil any requests over the next 3 days. And if anybody's looking for any further information, please do check the website or please do get in touch.